You are called to a residence for an unconscious subject. Upon arrival at a 5-story apartment building, you notice it is dark from the outside. Law enforcement is on scene and has declared the scene safe. A young woman is frantically waving you over. As you walk in, you see a younger man lying supine on the steps. He is pale, sweaty, and appears unresponsive. As you approach, friend states that they have been out to dinner and went clubbing. She states that the patient has been drinking heavily, but she is pretty sure he had took his insulin before they went out. He appeared to be acting drunk all night and passed out as she tried to help him upstairs.
So definitely going to have some PPE when we arrive. The police are there, so they've already declared my scene safe. This is probably a nature of illness based on what the friends have been saying. There is one patient.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to get ALS on this scene. And I don't think I need to consider C-spine. My general impression is a middle-aged man who's unconscious. So we don't really know why at this point. His chief complaint is that he's unresponsive. So his level of consciousness, is he not alert? So is he
responsive to painful stimuli only?
Okay. Is his airway open?
Yes.
What is his rate?
"12 breaths per minute."
Okay. What's his SpO2?
97.
Okay. Well, just because he's unconscious and has an altered mental status, we would put him on oxygen with a non-rebreather at 15 liters per minute. What's his skin color?
Cool, pale, and clammy.
What's his pulse?
108 beats per minute.
Does he have any major bleeding?
No.
Okay. What's his blood glucose level? If I were to take it.
25 mg/dl.
Alright, this is definitely a priority transport, and we definitely want to get him to ALS as quickly as possible. Because he's unconscious, we can't give him oral glucose, so they'd be able to do more than we can. Sample history. Do we know if he's got any allergies?
Unknown.
Medications?
Insulin.
Pertinent medical information?
Diabetes.
Last oral intake?
Dinner 7 hours ago, then drinking most of the evening.
And then events leading up to this.
Friend states they had been out to dinner and went clubbing. She states that patient had been drinking heavily and thinks he took his insulin before they went out. He appeared to be acting drunk all night and passed out as she tried to help him upstairs.
Onset?
Approximately 7 minutes prior to your arrival.
Okay, provocation probably isn't available. Neither is quality or radiation. Or severity. Is time available?
Unknown.
Okay. Secondary assessment. This is probably more of a neurological kind of thing because he's obviously unconscious. Is there anything, if I do a head to toe, do I find anything, any trauma or anything like that?
Nothing noted.
Okay. Vitals. What's his blood pressure?
118/77.
His pulse?
108 beats per minute.
What's his respiratory rate?
12 breaths per minute.
What's his lung sounds?
Clear but equal bilaterally.
Is his pupils pearl?
Unknown.
Okay. My field impression is going to be we have a middle-aged unconscious male, probably affected by hypoglycemia, as alcohol can reduce the blood glucose, and if he hasn't eaten in several hours. And they can also mimic signs of being drunk, so that's what I would go with at this point. There's not much I can do aside from keeping him warm and giving him oxygen for his altered mental status, and then transferring him over to ALS. I would definitely reassess this patient every 5 minutes, checking his heart rate, his SpO2, pupils, and his blood glucose. I would then transfer him to ALS or the hospital, whoever is closer at that time, and then tell them that his blood glucose is 25, his SpO2 after I've given him oxygen is, what is it?
97.
It's 97%. And I would let them know that we did not give him any oral glucose because we couldn't. Depending on how he's breathing, I would probably also insert a nasal airway just to keep his tongue from falling back there. So I might have to tell them that too. And then let them know that we've watched him for shock